Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress. For my Chess to Progress channel I made a video on the Prokeš maneuver. A study from Ladislav Prokeš, a very beautiful one, where black threatens to promote with his pawns on the second rank, but white has a maneuver to sacrifice his rook, and by doing that taking away one of the promotion possibilities from one of the pawns. You may want to check out that video on the Chess to Progress channel, video number 71. It's quite a remarkable study. That study was published in 1939 and it was David Gurgenidze, a Soviet composer, who published the study that I will show you in this video in 1974. He used the Prokeš maneuver not once but twice in this study, and it's one of the most amazing studies I've ever seen. Let's have a look at it. White to play and win. Let's look at the position. Black is a ton of material up, two rooks up, but this position is of course about the white pawns on the king side threatening to promote. Promoting straight away does not work for white, but the first move, which looks very strong, is h takes g7, and now there are two pawns ready to promote. What can black do against this? If white is able to get another queen, then he will be winning. Let's try bishop takes f7. This doesn't work because the pawn on g7 is a Prokeš pawn. It can not only promote on g8 but also on h8. Black's only chance to dismantle the white pawn mass is to play his rook from h8 away with a tempo, with a check, to take the second promotion option away from the g-pawn. And then bishop takes f7 will work, because then after g takes f7, king takes f7, the black king is controlling the g7 pawn. But for the moment, black does not have a check with that h8 rook, so he tries something else. He tries rook g2 check. And if now white takes that rook, then black gets what he wants, because then he has rook takes h2 check, taking the h8 promotion square away from the g7 pawn. King takes, bishop takes f7, g takes f7, knight takes d7, by the way, is a better move here. But after g takes f7, king takes f7, it's now black who wins. The knight cannot stop the queenside pawns. Let's have a look. Knight takes d7, and then b3, the winning move. If you take that pawn, then there is a3, and the a pawn cannot be stopped by the knight. And if you play knight e5 check, winning a tempo, then king takes g7 and knight c4. But now black has a Prokeš pawn. The pawn has two options, going to b2 or taking on a2, and white cannot stop both. After b takes a2, black wins. Which leads us to the solution of this amazing construction. We have to take that second option away from the black b pawn in true Prokeš style. So let's go back. Let's go back to the position after the first move from white h takes g7. Then we played rook g2 check with black, and white cannot take that rook as we just saw, because then he loses. So white plays king f1, rook f2, king e1, and the white king and the black rook have a little dance. Rook e2 check, king d1, rook d2 check, king c1, rook c2 check, king b1, rook b2 check, king a1. And now black has to take the pawn on a2, rook takes a2 check, and back goes the king. The king still does not want to take the rook. He wants to go back to the g file first. Let's have a look. Rook b2, king c1, rook c2, king d1, rook d2, king e1, rook e2, king f1, rook f2, king g1, and rook g2 check. And we have the exact same position as we had after the first move of the solution, h takes g7. The only difference is that the pawn on a2 is now gone, and that makes a huge difference. Because only now does white take the rook, king takes g2, and black tries to save himself. Rook takes h2, check, playing the rook away with the tempo to take that promotion option away from the g-pawn. But the king takes, and now bishop takes f7, g takes f7, king takes f7, and yes, black has been successful in controlling the pawns on the king side, but it came at a price. Knight takes d7, and if you now play a3, then there is knight c5, and white stops both pawns because of knight b3, and white will then win with his f-pawn. So you can try b3, then there is knight e5 check, king takes d7, and knight c4. Now the b3 pawn is no longer a Prokeš pawn, it doesn't have two options. It doesn't have b2 and b takes a2. And here the white knight is able to control both pawns. Yoni can try b2, but then there is knight a3. Controlling the b pawn, controlling the a pawn, and this is an easy win for white. The f pawn will decide. White will always have tempo moves with his knight to help the f pawn advance to the queening square. Let's have a quick look. King f6, king g3, king f5, king f3, king f6, king g4, king g6, white pushes the f-pawn, king f6, king f4, king f7, king g5, king g7, f6 check, king f7, king f5, king f8, king g6, king g8, f7 check, king f8, and now we must make sure we don't play king f6 with a draw, but we play the tempo move knight b1, and all black can do is give away his pawns. a3, knight takes, b1 queen check, knight takes, and now the king has to play to e7, and then there is king g7, and the f-pawn will promote. What an amazing construction. Thinking of this idea is already quite remarkable, but then being able to put the pieces in a certain way that this idea is shown and that it works, that there's no second solution, is quite remarkable. David Gurgenidze, 1974. Black sacrificing his rook, white not taking it, forcing black to take his pawn on a2 first, then running all the way back, and only then taking the rook and winning the endgame. Quite remarkable. Hope you like it as much as I do. And if you want to see the original of the Prokeš maneuver, please check out that video on the Chess to Progress channel. The link is in the description box. Hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel. Please leave a comment, and if you liked it, it would be great if you could share the video on social media. As I said, please also check out my Chess to Progress channel for the video on the Prokeš maneuver, but there's a lot of other material there as well. This is Rick from Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.